What is going on? I'm Zedmot, also known as a non-moose. We are sitting here in the midst of March Madness. That's right, Boom Beach, temporary gunboat ability. We have the remote hack. The remote hack is just so ridiculously strong. So we've also got All Troop Mania. Check this out. Every single troop is 90% off until April 1st. We're also in the midst of a small basketball tournament for those of you who follow that sort of thing. So that's where I got the idea. I mean, this is literally Boom Beach's version of March Madness. The only way it could get crazier was if Warships came out tomorrow, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. April, they've said, so I can't. That'd be a good April Fool's Day joke, though. Many people have said April Fool's Day, Warships. I gotta say, I wouldn't pull that from a PR perspective, but well done, Supercell, if you do. Now, what we're looking at here is I have my Zedmod account. This is a 7 gunboat energy, 3 troop damage account. I'm going to try to do a hit on Runway. I'll walk you through it briefly here. So what we've got is 1.8 million health on the core. Not entirely sure I can pull that off with the amount of gunboat energy that I actually have, but we're going to try. And how we're going to do is we're going to get right on top of this boom surprise. We're going to smoke all the way back, sit on top of that boom surprise. If you've ever seen troops sitting on a boom surprise or a hot pot, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to hit the core, and I'm going to have to shock this shock blaster over here, so I'm going to shock like the hot pot and stuff with it just to be on the safe side. I'm going to have to shock this shock blaster behind me with that mortar that's behind me as well. Should be safe from these mortars. So one shock right on top of that power cell, and then this is where the tricky part comes in. I definitely need to shock that Doom Cannon or throw critters for it, but I also have this hot pot over here. So I'm going to throw a shock for these 2 rocket launchers, yes, and then probably do like a shock on top of the Doom Cannon and sniper towers and remote hack the hot pot. That's my first initial thought. Just thinking that by remote hacking the hot pot, I'm going to get these flotsams that are going to be very close to the range to attack that hot pot. And that way, I don't have to shock the hot pot. Shocking the hot pot would probably be a waste of GBE otherwise, so that's my thinking. Also, by doing it that way, I can shock like Doom Cannon Sniper Rocket Launcher this way, as opposed to going this way, which I think might make the shocks a little bit easier. And for the shore walk, this grappler is not an issue. This grappler over here is not an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a right to left drop. I don't typically like to do right to left drops, but I'm going to start at the right wall, walk to the left, and then walk on a diagonal back to this hot pot right here. Or just in front of the hot pot to that dead cell anyways. So that's my general thinking. That's my basic path. I'm going to have to throw my first smoke right on top of that first prototype spot there, just to make sure the Doom Cannon isn't going to eat me alive. And why I'm not just walking straight up is because I don't want to have to worry about this Boom Cannon or this grappler or this rocket launcher. So I figure doing the walk to the left at 180 degrees, I guess, and then walk up at 45, I think that's my best chance for this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a full boost, then we're going to try and hop after this. I've got some time this morning, got to take my rental car back to the depot at 10:30. It is now 9:11, just like the Porsche. Do you say Porsche or Porsche? Anyways, why do I keep asking you how do you say things? Let's carry on, get into this attack. We are going to 10 statue boost. I just diamond finished powder. So little powder, so much time. Bad combo. That is not the way it's supposed to work. 4 powder left. I'm going to keep my sculptor going. Going to try to get some more powder rocking and rolling. Probably could spend some of those trader crates as well to get some powder, would make sense. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to bet that if everything goes well, I'll leave 400,000 health on the core. Hoping to do about 1.4 million damage, leave it so that someone else can just mop it up. And by getting rid of that hot pot with the remote hack, I think that will help us. This boom cannon will potentially hit it, the flotsams will hit it, the shock blaster will hit it. So I'd really like it if that hot pot can act as a shield for me, and if that hot pot can be gone for the next person. Again, I haven't used the remote hack in probably like month. It hasn't been here for months, I don't think. So I really, really do hope that it actually works on hot pots, because if not, I'm going to look really, really stupid. So again, we're going to have, this is also for my benefit, we're going to have one shock over here on the shock blaster. We're going to have one shock back here, 2. We're going to have 3 and 4. Maybe, yeah, let's do it. I mean, that seems reasonable to me. This rocket launcher, oh, did not notice that rock. Look at that rocket launcher. That would have hurt. So maybe, just maybe, I'm going to actually need to get rid of that. Look at that. It's going to sit right over top of the boom surprise. Super, super glad I walked through it one more time with you. It's kind of funny how I don't notice these things on my own, but when I'm talking to you guys and gals, I notice it. So I'm actually going to remote hack that. I'm not going to lose the delay with anything that's in range, I don't think. Now, remote hacking that hotpot might be a problem, because it might actually bring that rocket launcher into range, but we're just going to see how it goes, and here goes nothing. So first of all, we're going to start by remote hacking that rocket launcher. That is plan number 1. Gonna get rid of it, and again, we haven't lost the delay with anything that's going to be in range. So starting out that way, getting our gunboat energy out of the way is the way that I like to do my attacks. Use your gunboat energy first, do the rest late. Uh-oh, that's not off to a great start. I hate it when I drop my second boat first. Not a great combo, not a great plan. And the other thing I failed to mention is that what we're doing right now is we're also going to drop Brick a little bit later than everyone else, because she walks slightly faster. So by doing that, we can actually hopefully get Brick back there without having to worry about smokes and delays and all of that sort of good stuff. Now it's just a matter of pulling off the successful smoking. Gonna overlap my smokes just a little bit, because, I mean, the last thing we want to do is lose the delay, because if you lose the delay on a boom surprise, you cannot smoke on top of it, and all of your troops will be dead. So here we go. This is gonna be very, very tricky here in about 1 minute. Okay. There we go. So we got all of the stuff happening. The core is doing some damage. What else can we remote hack to make this slightly easier for the next hitter? Of course, now we're going to save all of our gunboat energy for after that building goes down, because if you use your gunboat energy too early and you have none left, all of the rest of the damage is not going to happen. So we're going to save that. I think we made it easier for the next hitter. Now we'll just have to see how much health is left. I couldn't see what was happening there. That hot pot sitting, blowing blue smoke over top of everything was a bit scary. Look at that. Did basically exactly the damage I was hoping to do, so we're going to call that a success. I really, really would have liked to take that down, but overall, pretty good first hit of the hop. Hopefully there are more hops to be had. Now, generally right about now, there are not a lot of operations starting, so if you only get this one video, then we only get this one video, but I'm really, let's just check the range of that Doom Cannon. Good first smoke, good. Now we're going to watch this at half-times mode, because I have no idea what happened. My shocks on this stuff on the right was just so incredibly close, cutting it close. Because, like, what I had to flare the core here. You can't flare the core too early, because they start to spread off the boom surprise. And then the remote hack, and then a bunch of shocks. And that was the problem. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I don't even know what's happening here. You can't see how many troops are left. I think the hot pot is helping us here. Now, is this rocket launcher down here going to fire at us? It looks like it's not. Maybe. So, overall, pretty decent hit. I'd really, really like it if replay showed us how many troops we had left, because I have no idea how many troops I've got up there at any point in this attack. But we managed to do some good things. We managed to get rid of this rocket launcher. That removed a shock. We managed to get rid of the hot pot. That removed a shock. And then removing that shock blaster down below the core also helps the next hitter. So should be a little bit easier hit for the next person to finish. I'm happy with that. If you have any suggestions of how that attack could be improved, what you would have done differently, order of shocks, anything like that, please do hit me up in the comments. But for now, I'm going to go look for an operation. I'll be back in just a second, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, we are back in action. Managed to get into an operation before it's about to start. Now, my only concern is they have something along the lines of 8 hoppers. You can tell by whoever has 0 intel is the hopper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hoppers. And they're only running Foxtrot or Bottleneck. So this is going to be a bit of a rush. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to load up. I can't decide if I want to use Brick and Battle Orders or Bullet. I think I'm going to use Bullet and Taunt. Now, just for something to do, realistically, we could take down any of these bases. Here we go. We're started. Sliding Block. I like Sliding Block. Oh, Blue Water. Let's try and solo Blue Water if we can. No need to rush. No, I hate Blue Water. Blue Water is always tough. I probably should practice on it, but we're not going to do Blue Water today. I don't think that's the answer. Sliding Block, always a good time. I love Sliding Block. Let's do Sliding Block, actually. So what we're going to do for Sliding Block is we're going to... You know what? I think we can... There's not a lot of cells here, but that's okay. We should be able to get this down. Just trying to figure out what I want to remote hack. I think I might be able to remote hack that back rocket launcher, which could save us a little bit of time, but you know what? We're not going to do that. We're just going to use Zookas and Bullet. We already have the right tool loaded, so that should be fairly helpful. Now, let's go like this. We got the mines cleared. We're going to also clear these mines. Not really required, but I find that by clearing those mines, just gives me a little bit of extra breathing room, lets my troops drop, and I can get a couple extra GBE before I have to flare to the side. Not going to get a heck of a lot of GBE here. I don't need a lot of GBE. As you can see here, I've already got 203 to start with, so we're just going to flare up in there, and just see what we can pull off. I've done this hit a number of times. It's definitely not a new hit to me, but I always manage to find new ways to screw it up. So the chances of failure here are pretty darn good. We're going to hit the taunt button. Then I'm going to go out to here and out to here. I don't think that's the right play. I've never actually done it like this, but let's shock back there just to be on the safe side. Now, I think we're okay. I'm going to actually get Bullet to walk ever so slightly more in front just to make sure that he's going to get shot by that rocket launcher. And now we should be okay. Those critters are going to eat the rocket launcher as... Oh no, I'm getting shot in the face. Look at that. Not going so well at the moment. Thankfully, finally, the rocket launcher decided it wanted to shoot at Bullet instead of my Zookas. We've lost a lot of troops here. Now, what we need to make sure of, obviously, is that, you know what, let's get rid of that grappler too. The last thing we want to have happen here is have that grappler pull Brick over, or Bullet over, or whatever here I'm trying to say. We got the shield down. That's a good start. Now, I guess we can also remote hack that machine gun, just trying to make the core hit a little bit easier, keeping things nice and simple. I mean, we should be good to go at this point. I've totally screwed this up. Nope, let's back up before those rocket launchers see my Zookas. And now that we're walking backwards, let's start walking forwards. Zookas should follow the lines of those shield gen cords. Shield gen cords happen to go at 45 degrees as well, just like Zookas and all troops, I suppose. So we're just going to walk right to there. Obviously, we've lost the delay with the rocket launcher, so we need to be a little bit careful. We're going to do 2 smokes into there just to be super careful. I mean, we haven't done any... We have lots and lots of GBE left, so we should be okay for that. Gonna flare the core. 1 more remote hack just for something to do, and then we'll shock the rest of the machine guns. And that should do it. Should do it, I should say. And that is hit number 2. Lots of GBE left, and 1 more shock, 1 more smoke. Really sloppy. That was not how Sliding Block should be done, but it worked. So, successful hop, helping out a random task force, having a little bit of fun, trying something different. Now, typically, on that hit, what I would have done was basically flash kill this rocket launcher right here, and then flare probably the mortar, just to get Bullet way out front, but I just didn't. I wanted to try to stay in this rocket launcher's blind spot and do something a little bit different. Let me know how you would have done it, what troops you would have used. Maybe you would have added some heavies or used brick and battle orders, or maybe remote hacked that back right rocket launcher first. Anyways, we're just gonna, you know what, I only have a few more minutes left, so I think we're going to leave it at 2 hits for this video. A little bit unfortunate, poorly timed free time on my part, just not a good time to hop. The fact that I managed to get 2 hits in at least is beneficial. Hopefully you guys are enjoying March Madness, and I can't stop calling that. All 3 trades are great trades. These are the kind of trades we like, where you can buy something you need using resources that you don't. Lots and lots of gold right now, especially with All Troop Mania. Lots and lots of stone right now. Maybe a use for some of those diamonds. The fact that it's only 300 diamonds is really nice. I would recommend buying that as well. Extra super cheap troops and the extra gunboat abilities. So really like all of those things. Supercell, well planned. I realize right now this is a fantastic way to bridge that gap. We're all waiting for April. We're all waiting for warships, and what better way to do it than just to give us lots and lots of fun stuff. The only way this could be better is if we had slightly better tribes, but let's not get too carried away. Make sure I boost that right now. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Hopefully you enjoyed this first ever, for me, of course, 1080p hopping video. Let me know which operation attack you liked best. If there's a specific map that you want to see in the future, please do let me know. I'll do my best to try and attack it. Otherwise, thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmon. Peace!